Hey guys, and welcome to the last skill scripting tutorial. So this time I'm gonna show you a really cool thing as well as one of creations. So that cool thing is called ray casting. So the ray, at least in Roblox, is like a really long part, maybe not necessarily long, which reaches something, and it usually helps you to do stuff. So the fracas can pretty much make guns and turrets like today I'm gonna show you, and something else maybe like fireballs, some hands and fat stuff, you know. So yeah, first I did everything off cam because it would take quite a while to figure out stuff, and I made a script and I did nothing with recasting, but I will just gonna show you. There is a script which changes rotation of part called range, because if you are making like a turret you need like a radar or something like that, or like a sphere called range, or time called whatever you want, I don't care. Which in this case he made it so it would rotate and everything is locked, so it's hacker proof, 100, well, Beatles proof maybe. And yeah, the easiest way how we made it rotate itself like that around this, I just made a script which changes primary part C-frame and that stuff, you know. It's one long line, but I just separate it so it would be a bit shorter and would take up 2 lines. That's not important. There's the script if you want. I'm not gonna leave it in the description this time. And yeah, that's the thing. And there is a dot, really tiny piece, as tiny as you can get, at least in the current version of Roblox, which is 0.05, 0.05, and 0.05. Pretty tiny, like I don't know, maybe 4 times tinier than before. But you know, Roblox updates itself, and you may make like even tinier pieces, so that's cool. And never mind, so enough talking, I'm just gonna show you. So I did this everything before, so if it touches the radar, which is this part which spins actually, I'll show you later. We want to do this like so. I already made it a bit. So I talked about ray values like in the second episode of beginner series. Yeah, that was quite a while ago. So yeah, ray new, and it needs 2 arguments. Origin point, which is gun.cframe.p, and direction. So direction should be player's head. So yeah, so I forgot to add this PLR argument. And now we need first of all, just to make sure, if PLR dot parent or parent column is a model, and PLR dot parent find for child humanoid, like so, and only then we do things that we have to do. So we need an entry right there. Right, so that's the script, and slot still shows the error right there. Yeah, so we want to do like this. We probably made sure or maybe just to make sure once again you can just do right there. And just to make 100% sure, just to be 100% sure that it has a head, it's a layer, and it's a model. PLR dot parent dot head, because we made sure that there is a head here, and then dot C-frame, like so. Alright, once we did that, we need to do I think it has to be a free value, so like this, and then times oh, maybe we need also do like this dot unit for some reason, not for some reason, because it has to be like size. Well, it will make sense later, but this times something will be the range, so we'll make it 100. And yeah, now we need to make another variable which will be a bit interesting because it's local, maybe not because of that, called gun comma position. I know it sounds weird because we just made two variables, but it will make sense soon enough because they are kinda related, to be honest. So yeah, and I'm gonna teach you about another function which is also with that. So yeah, workspace column find like this thing. So yeah, workspace has an interesting function, find part on array, so it's designed for array casting, and it also takes not 2 but 4 arguments. So first is the actual array, so all this thing. So we're at array. I know it kind of sounds complicated, but it's the last episode, so please be patient. It will work eventually. Well, if you don't wanna, like, if you have no idea what does that mean, you can just pretty much copy some things. And so it has array instance, ignore descendants thing, terrain cells are cubes, and pool ignore water. So that's all the arguments. And there is another thing. There is find part on array with ignore list. It has like another argument with whitelist. So yeah, that's the thing. So those two functions are a bit different to that one because they accept, for example, this one. If you make like a table and you put like all the object values that you want for this function to ignore, then you can put that table in some, I think, this argument. And if you want this, it has a whitelist, so it only doesn't ignore these items, it doesn't go through those items. And yeah, that's the thing. So I mean, we don't really need this function, or maybe, yeah, we need this function. I think I know why, because this trader object might get in the way of our array. So yeah, well, more work for me. Means we need to make another like ignore list, or just it's a variable called whatever we want. I call it ignore, like that, equals table, which is what to do with that, and put it like what do we want to ignore? So first of all, we may need to ignore the actual part. So yeah, script dot parents dot gun, just in case, and wait, order, no, comma, script dot parent. Let's see, we need to ignore the radar part, dot radar, and let's see, anything else, probably the dot. So I'm just gonna copy this and dot dot, if that makes sense. This ignore function is like ignore the sentence, so I made a kind of stupid mistake, to be honest, because I want to do I can do like this, so just skip the parent, which is turret, so it will ignore everything below. Yeah, that is pretty cool, to be honest. And another thing would be PLR, or maybe even game dot players column, not column, these brackets PLR dot name, like that, the parent, because that PLR thing is like just a body part, to be honest. So yeah, now if we did everything correctly, it should work, but I'm not gonna test it yet. And I know this looks kinda weird, but I'll just make it like this. Never mind. So now if we make everything clear, I'm just gonna continue. Array, comma, ignore, not in ignore, that's from capital I, like that. And then another thing was I forgot what it was, false, and last thing was like ignore water, pretty sure. Yeah, so I think third one was like ignore something with cubes or stuff. So yeah, now another thing was is I guess to make like actual part. So yeah, or I don't know, maybe gun beam or laser beam, something like that. We'll make like part that continues like its size, stretches and touches me, something like that, because it sounds and looks kind of cool. So we just do local maybe beam, I don't know, I'll just call beam equals instance dot new part. Well, I mean, you can try to do this with like cylinder part. I mean, it's shape cylinder, but it doesn't resize really accurately, and maybe it cause some problems. So just use the actual regular like block part, just to avoid like bugs or that stuff, those nasty bugs. So I mean, you can just resize it. I'll just do it. I'll just speed it up, this part, resizing it and that stuff. So local distance, or I don't know yet. I think I'll just call it instance because I can't think of another word which describes this thing that I'm going to do. So I'm gonna make brackets. Also, I'm gonna point that out. Brackets work, or parentheses, or whatever you call these brackets, or parentheses, they work exactly like math, you know. So you can do 1 plus 1 minus 5. What doesn't make any sense. 1 times 10. Never mind. Okay, you get the point, I guess. So yeah, now we need to do something interesting. So we are just gonna write like this: script dot parent dot gun dot cframe dot p, or I think it would work like dot position maybe, but this I don't know, I'll just do like that. And forgot the brackets because I deleted them. So yeah, this which is the position of a gun or a laser, like I don't know, you can make it a bit nicer than a regular part if you want, but this is just an example, you know. So yeah, now we just gonna subtract it from the position, which is second argument, this one. So if it finds a part of ray, it this position will be the head of a player who entered the radar. Yeah. So now we need to do dot magnitude, and don't ask why, we just need to do it like so. Now this is just a basic raycasting. You can make like something like lightning strike, like make parts to make something like lighting or arc or something, but that uses something a bit more advanced, and or maybe not even advanced, maybe like expert level stuff. Yeah. So now let's continue. Beam dot size equals chapter 3 with new. You can make custom size. I'll just make it kinda tiny, like like maybe something like a bullet or something like that. Or maybe I have a better idea. For I'm gonna do for loop to make things a bit nicer. I equals 1, 10 do like that, and then end. So or maybe not even 1, 10 but 100. And then we can add a wait command, which is pretty tiny, is like that, or maybe like that, yeah. And then beam.size will do 0.3, or maybe not 0.3, maybe 0.05, or maybe 0.15, comma 0.15, and then comma distance, distance divided, or maybe I'll do like that. Let's see, like that. Maybe something like this. Not sure. Or I can do like that. So this length, or maybe this equals distance. Alright, after like 30 minutes of troubleshooting the script, I fixed a couple bugs, kind of, if you can call them bugs. So I forgot to do it like this. You need to subtract this from this, and they increase the unit thingy, and I changed this transition to be a bit faster, like increase in size to be faster, and I made this so the beam would reach my head and stuff would happen. So yeah, I'll probably leave this script in the description if you really want. That's the third thingy. I know you may want to edit it somehow if you like have skills to edit it, although it's pretty difficult script, kind of, and pretty long one actually. If I wouldn't count the without those like white spaces, if you press enter, that's called white space if you're wondering. Without white spaces I could say it's like 45 lines. But we are not over yet. We need to do something with that beam. So beam dot touched connect function. Right. So we don't need this front space. So I'm gonna keep one just in case. So I also added so this thing would just disappear after a couple like seconds, or maybe decreased by a half, so it wouldn't have, we wouldn't have like weird poles sticking out of part, you know what I mean. At least you'll see what I mean. So beam dot touched. So first of all we need I know, I'll just call it hit now. If and hit dot parent column is a model, and the hit dot parent and for child humanoid, because we need a humanoid. We need to find the humanoid so we could kill it. Yep, that's what I'm trying to do right now. Forgot the event thingy. Right. Like that, just in case, or maybe just make it shorter. So any hackers or that kind of people would die, or just people with good amounts of health. I know you can just change it. But if you do like this, if you do that magnitude thingy, you need to remember that the highest value that you can do is like 10 to the power of 308, pretty sure. Maybe it has a couple more digits, but that's the double precision floating point value max limit. After that it would just be infinity. So that's what I made. As you can see, it does work. And at least it doesn't throw any errors, you know. So yeah, just because this thing is kind of tiny, this like search area thingy, it's kind of hard for that laser to catch it, so at least it gives a kind of an advantage. It doesn't kill instantly, but I'm pretty sure it's a bit too slow, because you really need to stand in one place. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Again, pretty sure it will be a long tutorial, and yeah, I'll probably leave this script if you want to modify it in the description, and yeah, I'll see you next time. Goodbye.